This is PlayStation Plus or Minus for October 2017. And this month we've got some spooky games. On PS4 we have Amnesia the Collection and Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain. Phantoms are spooky. And on Vita we have Hue, which has a skeleton on the cover, and Skyforce Anniversary. Okay, so they didn't really go all in with the Halloween theme, but you know what, I appreciate the attempt. Anyway, we'll start off this time with Amnesia Collection, a survival horror game compilation that includes Amnesia The Dark Descent, its expansion Justine, and its sequel Amnesia A Machine for Pigs. Chances are you already know what to expect from this kind of game, considering Amnesia pretty much wrote the book on the modern survival horror formula from which games like Outlast and Alien Isolation like to cheat. Limited light, a mysterious and foreboding atmosphere, inventory puzzles, and a whole lot of hiding in bins. If that horror feeling is what you're after, then, well, you've probably already played Amnesia and every other decent horror game, since only about 6 have ever been made. Amnesia The Dark Descent, if nothing else, makes an effectively scary atmosphere, and it has some good puzzles, and the same goes for its expansion Justine, though in Justine I found myself more often than not just skipping the puzzles and letting the people die. A Machine for Pigs, though, is where this collection really loses me. Here's the thing. When you boil these games down, and this goes for games like Outlast as well, all you're really doing is going from place to place while a scary thing chases you. Not a problem in and of itself. Finding your way around while managing your sanity, lamp oil, health, noise level, and of course watching out for the monster can really draw you in and make for good scares and engaging gameplay. A Machine for Pigs throws all this out the window and instead feels like a sightseeing tour with a bunch of squealing pigmen as your tour guides. No inventory puzzles, no managing sanity, lamp oil, or health, no death, and thus no real tension. It can still be scary at times, but Machine for Pigs feels like a very stripped down version of Dark Descent. Of course, this is a collection, and while the graphics have aged about as well as week-old sushi, Dark Descent still makes for a wonderfully creepy experience. So the Amnesia collection as a whole gets a plus. And now moving on to Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain. Alright, here is everything I know about the story in the Metal Gear franchise. There once was a guy named Big Boss who was the most badass man who ever lived. He did MGS3 where he snuck around a jungle, and now 5 where he sneaks around a desert. And then 30 years later his clone Solid Snake does MGS 1, 2, and 4 and Smash Bros. Brawl. There's a robot game with a sword in there somewhere? The Devil May Solid? I don't know. The end. Longtime Metal Gear fans, let me know how I did in the comments. I think I pretty much nailed it though. So, thankfully, the convoluted and, honestly, completely absurd storyline takes a backseat in MGS5, and the game instead focuses on amazingly open-ended stealth missions and robust systems to learn, understand, and take advantage of. Systems and their interactions are at the heart of good sandboxes. Breath of the Wild, Just Cause 3, and Shadow of Mordor, just to name some of the more recent examples. Bad, or at the very least, uninteresting sandboxes are the ones that serve as little more than a way to connect missions. L.A. Noire, though an enjoyable game, really has nothing interesting to do in its sandbox. The map in MGS5 is littered with bases and guard outposts to infiltrate, and the awesome Fulton recovery system and base management aspect of the game encourages stealth in an organic and fun way. The deal is that you can recruit enemy soldiers by knocking them out and kidnapping them with a magic balloon. And once recruited, they'll sit around at your base making cardboard boxes and mech suits for you, and when they aren't doing arts and crafts, they're just wandering around thanking you for assaulting them. I'm a good leader. This is just one of the many systems in the game that makes it really kind of a joy to play. The movement system has a ton of options, my favorite of which was sledding into enemies in my cardboard box. Little things like needing to recruit a soldier who can translate Russian to English for you to interrogate enemies is a nice touch and a fun side mission. Enemy behavior is smart in just the right way where enemies feel like they have some real intelligence, but are nonetheless exploitable. For example, by turning off a generator so that a lone enemy will come to check it out. And unlike some other stealth games like Dishonored, for example, where I felt compelled to restart if an enemy so much as glanced at my foot from around a corner, fighting your way out of a dicey situation in MGS5 can be fun, as can running in guns blazing from time to time. Overall, I really have very little to complain about from a gameplay perspective here. MGS5 is everything that a good sandbox should be. Organic, full of stuff to do, funny as all hell, and featuring a sweet dude with an eye patch. Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain gets a plus. And join me next time where I'll be looking at the Vita Cross-Buy free games, Hue and Skyforce Anniversary. Let me know what you thought of MGS5 and Amnesia Collection. Like, comment, subscribe, etc. Do the YouTube things, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.